So what do you think the chances of Cory actually showing up are?
I think they're actually pretty slim.
Really, I was on the opposite. I was thinking it was kind of high because he's been avoiding the question.
I mean, it's for me. It's one of those things where it's like, if he does show up, awesome, great. Always glad to have him on the show, as always. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. I know he's busy.
Yeah.
So it's either way. It's either it's an unexpected surprise or it's what we knew going in.
Fair enough.
So there's no downside to it if he doesn't show up.
No Cory, that's the downside.
I mean, true, but it's like it's not like it was he was saying that he was going to be on, and then at the last second, I need to back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he up to? Do you know?
I imagine it's still probably just still rearranging stuff for moving in.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if he's building the couch tonight, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's gonna at least unpack it.
Yeah, I don't know. At 8 o'clock at night, it's up in the air if you're gonna do it or not.
True. Or maybe, it's, how moving is. It's like it's either there's like one really big project that you need to do, or there's like a shit ton of small projects that you need to do.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a real move until you unpack the last box 4 months later.
Yeah, right.
Because you've just been too lazy to do it.
Yeah.
Or finally hang your pictures.
Yeah.
That's always one of the...
Did you just hang a picture?
No, but in Philly, we waited like 5 months to hang pictures. So this time around, we did it like right away because we knew.
We did the same thing at first meeting.
Oh, yeah, and we did the same thing our first one, too.
Okay.
So this time, we were like, let's hang them right when we moved in.
Yeah.
So
No,
we get it done.
Huge difference. Pro tip.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, no, I believe that because I remember the last day of our freshman year in Beard Hall. I had a final like on the very last day of finals week. So all my stuff with the exception of basically like my computer was packed away. And it's like I'd take a second from doing work and just look around, and it's like totally bare white walls, and it's just like this sucks.
Yeah,
it's not
fun.
It's not my dorm room anymore.
Especially because the dorm rooms looked like prison cells.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help anything. But I would agree. Definitely hanging up something on the wall is definitely something that should be done right away.
Yes.
Or at least as soon as possible.
Speaking of stuff hanging, your California flag's about to fall, it looks like.
Yeah, so basically I have it attached to my wall by a command strip clothespin for all intents and purposes. So so that just popped off. I can reattach it by standing on my bed, but all my stuff's on my bed because my room got cleaned today.
Fair enough. I feel like every time I see your bed in the background, you always have stuff on it, and then I know you have to take it down each time because you have to sleep.
Yeah. Well, usually we record on Thursdays, and that's when the house gets cleaned.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did my taxes.
Good for you.
It took like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I usually wait till the last moment, and it sucks every time. Because it's just the usual mad scramble.
I feel like yours would be easy as hell. You just have a W-2.
Yeah, but it's just the fact of doing it.
See, mine is I like that money.
Yeah, that's fair. My other thing is that I opened up some CDs and a high yield savings account. So now that's another form that I have to find for everything. Which, this day and age, is easy, but also, I've never done it before.
I don't know if you have to do CDs until you cash them.
I don't know. What is it? I did earn over $10 in interest, so I think that's the threshold for having to claim it on your taxes. At least last I heard, in passing.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Your call.
Well,
do what you got to do.
Well, we'll also put it this way, but the issuers, if you will, of said savings accounts and CDs sent me 1099. So I would assume I would have.
That's fair.
I would assume I would have to put those on my taxes.
Listeners, we are not trained tax professionals. No matter what you've heard about me, don't listen to us.
Yeah.
I never did the taxes. I just ran the offices.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't rob anything. I just drove the getaway car.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Duh. And it was coerced with poverty.
Yeah.
Dude, I made like a chicken over rice tonight, so I made my own hot sauce for it.
Nice.
And nuclear, because 4 habaneros is
4 habaneros?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It was good. It's good though, but God, my fingers hurt.
Yeah. That's you know those I don't know when did I see this. You ever watch the show Man vs. Food?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I think he was at a restaurant where they were making some sort of curry where it's like when he sliced the peppers, he had to like put latex gloves on his hands and then wear that respirator while they were cooking it. It's like you should have at least worn the gloves.
Yeah, I probably should have. They're not that bad. They didn't hurt too bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, Serrano hurt my fingers more than habaneros for some reason.
Okay.
But a Serrano is not nearly as... I think it's because the Serrano's not as hot, so I'm more liberal with my touching of the pepper.
Okay.
So it gets worse, but I knew the habanero was bad, so I was only touching the outside of the pepper when I could help it.
Yeah. You remember back in college when you did like the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge where they had like that really hot sauce?
I didn't do that.
Okay, but you remember us going there and contemplating you doing it, right?
Yeah, we talked about it every time we went. I don't know why I didn't.
Okay, because so long story short, fast forward a few years, I hung out with some people from work afterwards, and somebody did the challenge, and they had a wing left. So I ate it, and that was the first time that I had ate something that spicy, and I was in physical pain. And it was one of those things where it's like, I ate it, I wiped my hands, and then because I was tearing up, I rubbed my eyes, and I actually made my eyes burn.
Oh.
But it was kind of weird in the sense that it's like anytime I tried to like fight the pain, it hurt more than and then once I like almost meditated and just like found my center, it's like it actually alleviated it a little bit.
Were you was that Gianna's birthday? We went out to that Asian place in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What did Joe get that I had a piece of that absolutely ruined me? What was that? It was super spicy.
Oh, ooh, that I'm not sure.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember because it's like
he had like one left, and I tried it, and I was like in actual agony.
Unless he got like some really spicy sauce on his chicken, I'm not entirely sure what it was.
It might have been a piece of chicken with insanely spicy sauce. I honestly, for all my culinary enjoyments in the world, I'm not a big fan of spicy.
Yeah, I mean, I
can do a little bit, but if it hinders my enjoyment of the food, I don't enjoy it.
I'm right there with you. Meanwhile, my sister got me. I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast yet. My sister got me the season 22 lineup of the Hot Ones hot sauces.
Wait a minute, we got to do this. I think.
Yeah. So yeah,
we can make some dino nuggets.
Yeah, I am. Ooh, there you go. That'd be good. That would be good. So yeah, it says the first one in the lineup is the Hot Ones Buffalo hot sauce, and the last one, that's the hottest, is the Last Dab Experience, which is made with Smokin' Ed's iconic Pepper X.
Ooh.
So
okay. We should do this.
Yeah. So either last half of the season or season finale. We'll see what we'll
definitely
got to
record that when we do it.
Yeah.
Like video.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So my dad's birthday is coming up.
Oh, nice.
And I'm
happy birthday to your dad.
Happy birthday to my dad. I don't think he listens. I hope he doesn't, because I'm going to tell you what I'm getting him for his birthday.
Okay.
So I guess, Dad, if you're listening for a reason, please skip forward like 4 minutes. So, listeners, I made for Cory and Andres for Christmas custom coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Cory said, "Mommy special boy," and Andres said, "These bunions ain't just for attracting mates," with the Mr. Krabs doing his fighting pose from that scene. These claws ain't just for attracting mates. So what I want to do for my father is get Yosemite Sam on the shirt. Why? I don't know. It just sounds funny. And it's going to say, "My doctor says I have really big stones." But in between big and stones in small font, I'm going to put kidney. Because my dad is about to have kidney stone surgery.
Oh, jeez.
It's like 9 millimeters, I think. Enough that like when they went to like do it through his pee-pee hole with the catheter thing, they were like, we can't get it out.
No. Oh.
Yeah, so he has to go. They put a stint in, and then he's going to go back.
Oh, poor guy.
This jackass apparently, not jackass because he didn't do anything wrong, but just in general has been apparently passing kidney stones for like a year now and never realized it, which blows my mind.
Your dad has been passing kidney stones for a year.
Yes. The doctor's like, have you been like, he's like, I don't realize it. And he's like, well, you would, but he's like, there's scar tissue on the inside.
Oh,
so he's like,
God.
you've been passing. That man is something else, I tell you. He's an interesting character.
Wow, because it's like I have a family member who has gotten kidney stones a number of times in their life, and I remember they got them one time when I was in California, and they were in an insane amount of pain.
Oh yeah,
to the point where they were like nauseous and like throwing up.
Yeah, no, I would never want to have kidney. It's like one of my biggest fears.
I remember you saying that.
I probably told the story of my one coworker gave birth 3 times and has had kidney stones twice, and she said, I'd rather give birth any day.
Well, yeah,
which is wild.
Yeah, because at least the whole process of childbirth is a relatively natural process, which meaning that it should be happening because everything's going correctly. Mm-hmm. Last I checked, kidney stones are not a procedure, if you will, that should be happening.
Yes, you're doing something wrong. I blame my dad's excessive iced tea consumption.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It just baffles me that would happen because everything that I've heard is that kidney stones, when you are passing them through whichever tube it is, whether it is from your kidney to I guess your bladder, it's an incredibly painful experience.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, I don't know, either that or he just didn't tell anybody about it. I don't know. He's an odd man, my father. More power to him if he's somehow just pushing through it and not realizing it.
Yeah, that's I mean, in terms of a pain tolerance, at least that's some one-man army type shit.
Same vein, not that intense.
Uh-huh.
So when I was younger at Christmas time, my parents would always make me the happiest little boy this side of the Mississippi and buy me like 10 bags of beef jerky. That was like a thing they would do. Like, here you go, Merry Christmas. I'd be like, this rocks. One Christmas morning, from the time I woke up to lunchtime, I think I had 3 like a decent sized bags of beef jerky. I'm like 8.
Yeah.
I have not drank anything that day outside of a glass of orange juice in the morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. I went and peed. I almost cried.
Oh.
My pish was nuclear, like, yellow and burned because of the salt content.
Yeah. Oh.
Hellacious. I couldn't even imagine a passing kidney stone. That was bad enough.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's a to lead us into after show 25?
No, this is a drafter show.
It is a drafter show.
The question is, what number? Give me a second here, because I got a backlog. If this was an after show, it would be after show 27, but it is.
Oh.
We are not there yet. Give me a second. This is drafter show 7.
Nice. Roll the intro. Hello, welcome to Dumb Trivia. My name is Christian, aka the Jambalaya Jammer, and I am here with
Andres.
The
insert title here.
Very nice. And that was really clever.
Thank you.
And still no Cory.
Still no Cory.
Week.
As
still on
as
the move
stated.
thing.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, I helped him. I helped him move out for a day, which honestly, in retrospect, was probably pretty light in terms of everything else that he had to do.
Yeah. But moving is never just a one-day thing.
It's not, and it's like I've said this before. It's like when I'm moving out of my parents' house, it's like I'm taking a whole week off because I just want it to be over and done with.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's like because then that also gives me like a rest day in the middle where it's like I can move all the big stuff, put away all the big stuff, and then maybe just like crash for like half a day, maybe unpack something small, and then get back into it for the last half of the week.
That's a good idea. I should do that next time.
Yeah,
I have enough days off work. Dude, speaking of work, I have to go to Virginia.
Yeah, you were saying this.
Yeah, so I leave, go to Virginia, crash at the hotel the night before. The next day I have meetings, and then I have to, after I leave the meetings, I have to go to probably Dulles, which seems like hell. I hope my coworker will drive me. Fly from Dulles to Cincinnati, which is only an hour flight.
Yeah.
For a meeting, and then leave Cincinnati the next day to come back to Virginia to drive home. I'm very excited, but not excited.
Do you have to fly back into Virginia after going back from Cincinnati?
I was thinking the same thing, but I need to get my car. 'Cause I'm driving down to Virginia.
Could you do what you did last time and rent a car for the drive to Virginia?
I'd have to find a place to drop said rent-a-car off, though.
True.
Cause, like, doesn't Enterprise do if you pick... Well, I don't know if my job will let me rent a car, though.
Oh, that's
because
that's so
the
mean.
price it's going to cost them versus the price it would cost me for mileage.
Yeah. No,
Which, like, understandably, they're saving money, but...
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
That's...
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
That's
hopefully
such
the hotel...
Yeah, that's such a logistical nightmare.
Hopefully the hotel will let me keep my car there for a couple days.
Yeah.
They should. I'm a Hilton Gold member, okay?
Yeah.
Not to flex on the plebs.
Hey, man, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, dude, I got a credit card just for that reason because I started going to Hilton's for work.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's probably buying a Hilton like credit card.
Yeah.
And now all my stuff goes to Hilton points, so that's cool.
There you go. No, that's a good thing because then you can have a hotel or a hotel night or two stashed away in the back pocket.
Mm-hmm. And then if I buy 3 nights, I get a 4th free.
Oh, sweet.
Which is wild. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
So, today for the draft.
Yes, today for our 7th draft.
We're doing top 5 movies out of the top 250 IMDb movies. Is that correct?
That is correct. I don't know about you, but I kind of helped myself by limiting it to only movies that I have watched.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I figured you would do that.
It was kind of and even still, just doing that, it was kind of one of those moments where I was overwhelmed with choice.
Out of my 5, I also had 10 I got rid of. So basically, I listed all the movies I would pick and then started whittling down. Wait, so were you thinking you were going to pick movies you haven't seen?
No, but it's kind of one of those things where it was kind of just for the sake of clarity. Like, I was saying that for the record because I mean, it's like
fair enough.
I mean, even if you haven't seen all of those movies, it's like they're in the top 250 for a reason. But
fair enough.
But still, it's like even of all the movies that I wrote down, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13. I wrote down like 15 odd movies.
Yeah, same here.
It's just it was so difficult to narrow things down.
The first thing I did when I started off is I knocked all the Lord of the Rings out of the list because they would just be like it's going to take up parts on my list, but 3 Lord of the Rings movies are the best films ever put to fucking screen. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good story.
They're separate than this list.
That's
so
fair.
I've removed them.
No, that's fair.
But do you want to lead off?
You want me to go first? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. No particular order.
No particular.
Or if you want to do particular order. I didn't rank them.
Actually, in no particular order, probably is for the best. I'll just read them as I go down the list because I'm looking at every movie that I wrote down, like all of them, and it's like I'd be perfectly content with watching these like at the drop of a hat at any given moment. Right. Yeah. So I would say surprise. The first movie I'll take off the board right now is Star Wars. More specifically, the original Episode 4, A New Hope.
I think that was the only one on there.
No, I think Empire Strikes Back was actually rated higher on the list than Episode 4.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, if you had to twist my arm about like out of all the movies out there, like which one I would have to watch, it would definitely be 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's fair. The one that started it all.
Yeah, started it all. Classic story. Yeah, I've got no complaints about it.
I love the behind-the-scenes stuff on it and seeing how they did some of the different shots.
Yeah.
Like Vader landing in his Imperial ship.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like a painted background.
Yeah.
Like that was cool as hell.
The model of Princess Leia's ship was actually bigger than the model of the Star Destroyer that was chasing it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess for perspective's sake, yeah.
Yeah, but I think they, and half the reason why they were able to get that perspective was I think they shot it separately and then edited the shots together. Something of that nature.
I love old. I have a lot of respect for the old movie tricks.
Yeah.
That are kind of like disappearing now because of technology.
Yeah, and I know George Lucas's ILM was like a really big pioneer for like practical effects, but also later CGI.
Yeah. Oh, CGI.
Yeah.
I could do a whole episode bitching about like modern movies and how CGI is fucking them up.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Or just even like the quote unquote marvelization of movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about this because I was bitching about the pauses for claps in movies now.
The pauses for claps in movies.
Maybe we didn't bitch about this. I was listening to a podcast.
I don't think we did that one. No.
Listening to this podcast called Some More News. Really good podcast. And they were talking about it was like I think the episode was going to be like while there'll never be another great blockbuster or something like that. Talking about like the corporatization of movies and all this stuff and how more recently modern movies, like modern Marvel movies specifically, when something interesting happens, there's like 4 seconds where nothing happens after that and everyone's quiet. And the idea is they're putting fucking pauses in for like the SEALs to clap in the audience.
Okay.
I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, looking back on that, granted, I haven't. What was it? I have not watched any Marvel movies since the one before Black Widow. Black Widow is the next movie that I need to watch, and then everything else subsequently after that. But I will say that Marvel definitely did that with both of Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. At least for what was the first one that came out?
Endgame, I think.
No. Was it Endgame or was it Infinity War? I think it was Infinity War.
Okay.
Yeah, because every main character that got introduced up to that point had like a really grand, badass entrance. And now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, you could make that argument for literally just about every main character that shows up.
What is there like like after they appear on screen, like a weird like?
Yeah, it's just like they appear on screen and then it's just like heroic pose for like you said, like 4 seconds. Mm-hmm. And it's like why?
I have no beef with people liking Marvel movies. Whatever. I'm not bitching about that. I'm mad that these companies are making movies around like, I don't even know what the term is, like service. Like making movies for the people watching the movies to enjoy rather than making a movie you want to make, if that makes sense.
I think, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
Like they're making movies for mass production just to sell tickets instead of making a movie because you enjoy what you're doing with it.
Yeah. I mean, you could, and I get it. I don't know if you could argue with this about comic books. I have not. The only comic book that I read in any depth, full stop, was Calvin and Hobbes, but it's like you could probably argue that for comic books, but it's obviously more apparent to see in movies where it's like you have plot A which arcs in the duration of the movie, and then you have plot B which arcs in the duration of the phase of said Marvel movie series. But it's like I think I'm kind of getting burnt out about that formula, and I think that's why I'm in no hurry to watch any other Marvel movie any other Marvel movie that I haven't seen right now up to this point.
The thing that really stopped me, so what was the one with the stones and the people got snapped? Was that Infinity War?
Yeah.
I was still okay with Marvel back when Infinity War came out. I didn't care all that much. I was like, whatever, I'd watch it. I watched a couple of them. Infinity War came out and everyone was talking about like everyone died, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, who all died? And they listed it, and like I had a friend who was like genuinely like upset about it. Like, oh, they died. I'm like, no, they didn't. She was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they already were setting up like the multiverse thing of them like bringing everyone back, and then the next movie, lo and behold, they just returned everyone who died. I'm like, and that's the other issue is there's no stakes in these movies.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, no, you are correct. So no. I mean, but yeah, it gets it's a little worn out.
It's basically paint by numbers to print money.
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, still, it's like, you know, good for whoever was behind the scenes on all that, and you know, you made all the money that you ever could in the world. Good for you. But it's but again, it's like, you know, time passes, things change. You're gonna, you know, nothing's gonna last forever.
No, and I feel like the majority of the Marvel movies are just kind of like fade into the ether.
Yeah.
Unlike this next movie that I'm picking just because I know it's on your list and I want to fuck your list a little bit.
Okay.
The Big Lebowski.
Ooh. I did acknowledge The Big Lebowski while I was surfing through that list. It did not crack into my my starting lineup, if you will.
Oh, I love it.
I do agree with you. Big Lebowski, great movie. Probably should have wrote it down, but I was given.
I had you.
No, and that's totally fair. Great movie. The whole reason why I discovered the existence of a White Russian.
Oh yeah, you were really into White Russians for a minute.
Well, again, it's like you don't when you're 21 and you don't know what to drink because you've never drank anything before. It's like what's easy to make and doesn't burn of alcohol.
Yeah, is it just Kahlua vodka and heavy cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy as hell.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but Big Lebowski, great movie. Yeah. I guess I want to say it's mostly a comedy. Would that be fair? Would that be fair to say?
Like dark comedy-ish.
Yeah. No, it's just
very good movie.
It's a good movie all around. Zero fat, no complaints. solid movie.
It's a good one.
Let's go to the bowling alley. Let's get some White Russians and maybe a sarsaparilla, and let's just enjoy ourselves.
I think we should do
just
that.
Just don't step over the line.
Over the line.
Yeah. Am I the only one here who gives a shit about the rules?
Okay, Donnie, let's go. It's causing a problem. Okay, Andres.
Yeah, and then the whole thing with the coffee can.
Oh, I'm gonna pay all that money. We're just gonna dump them off the cliff.
It's our most modest earn for $150. Oh man, so wrong. All right, let me. All right, for my second one, I'm gonna go with one that's a little bit newer than Star Wars, but still is. I think this year it turns 24. I'm going Gladiator.
Ooh, I am entertained. I've never seen Gladiator.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's not the greatest movie in terms of historical accuracy, to the best of my knowledge, but still a really, really good movie. Really good story. Russell Crowe's really good. Joaquin Phoenix is even better because he plays a good mad with power tyrant.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like that works for his personality. He's a little
Yeah, he's a little out there. Yeah.
Very.
I think I've mentioned this before. Anytime I know I'm going to be working in the beer cooler for hours on end, I will I will pull out my phone and throw that movie on, and that's kind of how I stay sane through everything. So
it's a good call.
I am, and that cooler, for all intents and purposes, isn't that big. So I'm waiting to hear for my boss to walk in and hear complaints and just say, somebody's complaining about how their kid just saw some dude got his head chopped off on your phone. What gives?
You're like, hey, you know what we got to do? We got to do to get through the day.
Yeah, exactly. And then and then that's when I just like throw an empty box at my boss and just go, "Are you not entertained?"
And then quit.
Oh, dude,
I feel like you'd have to.
Dude, the running, well, probably, yeah, but also it's like the running joke that I have with my cohorts is let me know when you're ready to run because we can run together.
Do it as a team.
Yeah, and don't tell me where you're going because I want plausible deniability.
So, similar vibes into running as a crew. My next movie, Mad Max Fury Road.
I watched that recently. Forgot how good it was.
So good. I about like 4 months ago I watched it and I was like, I forgot how great this movie is.
Yeah, no, it's
so good.
Yeah, now granted, I still haven't seen the original Mad Max.
Me neither.
But the aesthetic is nuts.
Oh, it's wild. Did you see they did the black, white, and red silent version they have?
I want to say I heard about it when it first came out, but I have not watched it.
Yeah, it's only like the score of the movie and everything's black and white except for red.
Okay,
yeah.
Which is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just the movie.
Still, I think the unsung the unsung hero of that movie is the dude playing the guitar with the flamethrower.
I don't even think it's unsung. Everyone loves him.
Oh yeah,
the Doof. Was it Doof Rocker? I think his name was.
Is it? Okay, I didn't get that
lore wise.
Yeah, I did not get that deep into the lore, but it was yeah, it was definitely It was definitely something like you see that guy come on screen and it's like, he's jamming out on his guitar and all of a sudden flames come out and it's just like, oh, we're so it's that kind of party.
It was the Doof Warrior is the name of it.
The Doof Warrior.
Yes, I was close.
Oh man,
not Doof Rocker.
But still, it's just fun. It's just almost like breaking the fourth wall kind of thing because you just see Tom Hardy, fighting off the goons like on Doof Rocker's car, and it's like he's just watching this all go down, and all he's doing is just rocking out even harder.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like, what else can you do? It's like, okay, so it's 1 against like 400. This guy doesn't have a gun, and I'm not attacking him, so he's not hitting me anytime soon. What's the one thing I can do? Score this fight.
Just shred.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Okay, Andres, hit us with number 3.
Number 3. I might sound a little pretentious with this one, but for my number 3, I'm going Casablanca.
I knew you were gonna do Casablanca.
Yeah, it's I know it's a little cliche at this point, but it became cliche for a reason. It's
fair enough.
It is a good movie. We're talking about 2 iconic leads for their time. We are also talking about a really, really interesting moment in film where special effects are relatively minimal, and so the one and only thing that you could really rely on for a movie was a good story and good writing. Mm-hmm. So, and you kind of see that in just about every movie that Humphrey Bogart makes. It's just you just have to have a really good story and really good writing, and Casablanca is definitely one of those.
Another movie I've never seen.
I mean, again, it's an icon. It really is. But honestly, the only reason I didn't choose it was because it did not crack the top 250. I would say watch Maltese Falcon.
Is that also Humphrey Bogart?
It is, but he plays a detective.
Okay.
Yeah. After watching that a few times, it's like I think I liked it better than Casablanca. But given every other Humphrey Bogart movie that was on the top 250, Casablanca was definitely my preferred choice.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Unrelated to Casablanca
totally fine.
Anyway.
Totally fine.
My number 3 is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go something horror.
There are a lot, actually. I bumped off a few horror from my list.
Okay.
We can go over if you want to go over our short lists later.
Oh no, we definitely will, because again, we wrote down so many movies, and there's no way that we can crack top 5, or that we can choose 5 from 250.
Yeah. But yeah, Silence of the Lambs, fantastic movie. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have anything to say about it because of it.
Yeah. No,
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop me if I'm wrong. Is that the one with Jodie Foster, or am I going...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter.
And then what's his face? Played Buffalo Bill.
I forget.
He was the main detective in Monk. Son of a bitch. What's his name?
I have no clue.
I'm going to say his name, and I'm going to be like that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's not that you're not talking about the guy who played Monk, are you?
No.
Okay.
Ted Levine.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of. Ted Levine played Buffalo Bill. He was also the warden in Shutter Island. He was in Monk. He was Stottlemyre in Monk.
Okay, I didn't watch Monk enough to know, but I did watch Shutter Island.
Yes, my grandmother and I used to watch Monk all the time.
Okay.
I like Monk.
The guy who played Monk was in the last season or 2 of Wings.
I used to watch Wings tangentially when I was really young. It'd be on super early in the morning.
Yeah.
One of those movies.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't I was talking about Wings, the TV show.
The show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought it's like, are we talking about 2 separate things for a second?
No, Wings was up there with like Cheers. Like,
yeah,
TV shows I watched because I was just up too early sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. Funny enough, I haven't watched Cheers, but I watched the entirety of Frasier once.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because Frasier is a spin-off of Cheers.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Because I think even Frasier was a late character coming into Cheers.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Because I think Cheers was on Netflix, so I watched the pilot, and it's like Kelsey Grammer was nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm. Ed Schrader from Ed Schrader's Music Beat loves Frasier. It's their favorite show.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why.
Oddly enough, I didn't watch the reboot, the reboot, but it's like I think part of my problem was because David Hyde Pierce wasn't on.
I didn't know they had a reboot of Frasier.
Yeah, I think it was again no David Hyde Pierce, but Kelsey Grammer came back, and I think it's centered around his kid being grown up.
Frasier reboot.
Yeah. You know what else really killed it? The actor who played Frasier's dad passed away. So I think that I don't know if he was going to be involved in the show or not, but I feel like he died around the time they were going to release episodes, so I think that really kind of killed a lot of vibes for people.
Fair enough. Yeah, the Frasier reboot has decent reviews.
Okay.
It's all right, apparently.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of like every other reboot. It's like, it's a solid okay.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, but I guess it's what I guess that's what's perking everybody's ears right now.
It's described as a comfort show, so I can understand why people like it.
Okay. That's yeah, I would take that. Sometimes you just don't want conflict.
No, that's a Dairy Girls for me. It's my comfort show.
Okay.
Love it. Listeners, if you never watch Dairy Girls, watch Dairy Girls on Netflix. Andres, you too.
I'll do my best. I haven't touched. I haven't. Well, my problem is that it's like I have not touched Netflix in probably years at this point.
It's not a good service, really.
Yeah, and well, it used to be, but I heard they also just got rid of their cheapest service in general. Like I think the $10 or $10.99 a month one, they just up and axed it from the US and UK, and it's like, all right, nice job, guys.
I know.
You have, despite the fact that you make your own content, you arguably have the smallest amount or the smallest catalog out there in terms of streaming services, and you get, especially in a market where there is now, streaming service upon streaming service upon streaming service, and you get rid of your cheapest tier.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen?
Not that, I guess.
I guess. Yeah. I know outside looking in is easy to judge, but it's like guys.
I don't know. I feel like not pissing off your customers is a pretty good business strategy.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would
not
agree.
even outside looking in thing, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, you ready for my number 4?
Yes. What's number 4, Andres?
All right, so knowing me, I'm sure you're expecting a war movie, so the one that I actually put in was Saving Private Ryan.
That was another one I expected you to pick.
Yeah, because it's like you could argue that Casablanca is set in that time period, but it's not. It doesn't focus on anyone fighting each other per se. Mm-hmm. But it's like for my money at this point, Saving Private Ryan is definitely one of the best war movies out there. Despite
fair enough.
And let's face it, despite the fact that it probably has a storyline that leans towards predictable.
Yeah, they're Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, but it's like, we gotta rescue a soldier behind enemy lines. Never heard that story before. But
I see. I think it would have been better if Private Ryan was dead. That would have been a wilder twist.
Yeah. Well, the twist gets even more complicated from the story that it's actually based on. So this actually did happen. A paratrooper did get pulled out of combat because he had lost all of his other brothers due to combat, but it turns out one of them wasn't actually dead. I think he was just missing, presumed dead, and he was actually found alive in I think it was a German POW camp.
Oh, it wouldn't be an English POW camp.
Probably not. That would be an even more interesting twist.
Yeah,
if
right.
It wasn't.
He's like, I'm American, like something a German would say.
Yeah, right. But yeah, definitely one of the more realistic portrayals of combat, to say the least, but yeah, it really shows you why war is not a good idea.
Yes, realistic portrayal of combat in the fact that it is not nice to watch, very uncomfortable.
And it is incredibly uncomfortable. Like I remember, I think I watched it. The first time I decided to make the conscious decision to watch it, I think I was like 11 or 12, and it's like I told my dad, it's like I would like to watch it because we had it on DVD, and my dad's like, okay, just so you know, the beginning scene when they're landing on the beach is pretty horrific to watch, and yeah, for a little bit there, it's like the first time I watched it, I had to turn it off, and then for a little bit, probably for a solid few months, every other time that I had to watch it, I would skip the chapter of where they're actually landing on the beach.
It's understandable. I mean, even with all the terrific shit I watch, I'm still not a fan of war movies for that reason. They hit a little too real.
Yeah, because it's like I'll stand by this. One of my favorite horror movies is Saw. Just the first one. I haven't watched anything else. And it's like I kind of get how you can separate those kinds of things from reality, because it's like how often are you in a situation where some freak captures you and puts you in a giant puzzle box, and if you don't if you don't solve the puzzle in the allotted time, you're going to die. But if you don't follow the path of the puzzle in a very specific way, you're not going to make it at all. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You can toss that aside and just be like, yeah, when is that ever going to happen? Meanwhile, you watch Saving Private Ryan and it's like, oh crap, these people actually got hurt and killed this way.
Mulched is what I would say for some of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like, and that's what's even more scary and more horrific. It's like, oh, there's a lot of good people in that cemetery, in those cemeteries, because that actually happened to those guys.
Yep. And that is why I took Come and See off my list, because I didn't think in good conscience I could suggest that movie to watch on a Friday night for a fun. Oh, well, no, I did have Come and See on my list, but I was like, nah, I bumped it. I'm like, it's
If you on the subject of watching a deeply or like an emotionally heavy movie just because my mom was telling me that after she and my dad first got married, they were bored one day, so they watched, I think it was Sophie's Choice. And I'm like, and it's like, okay, and I'm like, and she's telling me this when I'm like around 10 or 11, and I'm like, okay, what's that movie? And then she explains that to me, and I'm like, that's what you guys decided to watch?
You've made the conscious decision to sit down and watch Sophie's Choice.
It's like, it's like, you, out of all, it's like, forget the fact that it was like the 80s. It's like, even in the modern world, let's say the modern world, out of all the things that any newlywed couple could do when they've got like nothing but time on their hands, you two decided to watch Sophie's Choice.
It's almost like nowadays, newlywed couples, like, you know what we should watch? Marriage Story with Adam Driver.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Was that the one with Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, I think so. Never seen it. I just know it's about a divorce.
I would love to watch that movie just because I like both of them, but it's like, the one that... It's kind of like watching Saving Private Ryan, in the sense that it's like, oh, this is a little too real.
Yeah, apparently it's kind of a comedy.
I mean, I'm sure it is, but
from what I heard,
I'm sure it has its moments, because it's like I would say it's a little difficult to just have like heavy moment after heavy moment every one scene after the other. I mean, for God's sakes, in Saving Private Ryan, they find moments to laugh. But
unless the movies Come and See.
Yeah, unless the movies Come and See.
There's no joy to be found.
No, there isn't. But it's like so I don't. It is call me what you will, but it's like, it is a little bit of a turnoff to hear that it's like, oh, there's like an emotionally heavy scene or heavily emotional scenes in this movie, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to watch that.
No, I completely agree. I go out of my way to avoid movies that make me feel that kind of way. I don't want to watch sad movies. I can be sad on my own. I don't need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't need anything too heavy.
Hey, you're the one that was strong enough to admit it between the two of us. So.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. So it's like
I'll admit it. No one has to pull my arm on that. I hate watching sad movies. I don't want to get sad.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. There's plenty enough that I gotta worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Did you give your number 4, or am I
no,
imagining things? All right.
I was actually going to say plenty enough to worry about, just like the people in this next movie, The Departed.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, so good. I love The Departed.
So good. I mean,
wild cast.
What? Yeah, really great cast, really great story. I'll have to look this up again, but I remember not to get pretentious here, but it's like we watched the Hong Kong movie in my film history class that The Departed is actually based
off of. Yeah.
And it's like we watched the one scene where that was the equivalent of Matt Damon texting Jack Nicholson while just as the raid,
just before the raid
is about to go down, and it's like this is all, and not not to shit on Martin Scorsese, but it's like the way that the Hong Kong version set up that scene, and it's like, oh, that's almost, it's like, because I think he's tapping out Morse code on the window, and it's like that's almost. I mean, I know we're talking about like two totally different settings, two totally different cultures, but it's like that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah. No, I mean,
because it's
hard
like
to do remakes.
Yeah, because it's like any other time. It's like you hear just somebody like tapping away, and it's like, oh, and it's like, who cares? It's like no one's expecting that.
You know, is expecting Matt Damon to tap Morse code at Jack Nicholson about a raid about to happen.
Yeah, and I know it's a movie. I know that there's a little bit of phony baloney stuff, but it's like to be texting on that phone where it's like
the old T9 keyboard.
Yeah, the old school buttons where it's like you gotta press the button multiple times in a short enough sequence in order to choose the letter that you want. That's pretty that takes a lot.
Hey, we all got pretty fast at it at one point.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, the freaking cell phone with the touchscreen and the sliding full keyboard comes out, and we're all just like, this is amazing.
There was a moment where I had one that had a sliding full keyboard and a touchscreen, and I found myself using the touchscreen T9 more than the sliding keyboard because I thought it was faster.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, it's like we were all used to that for so long.
Yeah, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, for me, so you know this because you have an Android, so you know how like you can keep when you have the full QWERTY keyboard on your messaging screen, you can just slide your finger and it will type out what you
Yeah.
So Apple came out with that finally like a few years prior, and I am so used to not having it, I have not used that feature.
Really?
Yeah, I tried it. I got frustrated too often because it wasn't the word that I was trying to type out, and it's just like, all right, screw this. I guess I'm not using it.
I'll use it occasionally if I don't have a free hand. So if it's just one hand, I might use it if I'm trying to do something quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
It just depends on the scenario.
Yeah. But yeah, Departed. Well done.
Great. Yes.
Yeah. Well done. I say this with every smart-ass moral fiber of my being. Martin Scorsese, I dare you to make a movie that's less than 3 hours long.
Yes, that would be nice. It's the whole reason I haven't watched The Irishman yet, because I don't have 3 hours.
Yeah, what is it? Killers of the Flower Moon I heard was awesome, and I want to watch it, but it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, no. My hot take is a good movie doesn't have to be over an hour and a half.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Cut the fluff.
Yeah.
That's why I love a good 70-minute horror movie. Give me an hour and 10 minutes. I love it.
Yeah, that's fair. Gangs of New York is another good one that I think you should watch.
Oh, I love
so
Gangs of New
fucking
York.
Good.
Gangs of New York is really good.
Yeah, so good.
I watched that on the flight back from Ireland, actually.
Oh, okay.
Not the first time, but it was just like I needed a movie. I watched that, Die Hard, and then something else.
Nice.
It was a good combo.
Yeah. What was it? There was once, I think I might have mentioned this. Long story short, we were flying to California, but there were weather delays taking off, so I was basically sitting in that plane for pretty close, like just over double-digit hours when it normally only takes like 6.
Ugh.
So to pass the time, I watched a bunch of movies, and I watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Disaster Artist, and 12 Strong.
Interesting combo.
To pass the time, yeah.
I watched the entirety of House of a Dragon on the way to Ireland.
Oh, nice. I still got to watch that.
Is very good.
Yeah, I still have to watch it.
What is your number 5? Because we're fast approaching an hour on this.
Are we really? This is fun.
Yes.
So I decided to go way more lighthearted than Saving Private Ryan for my number 5. I'll tell you my alternative later, but it's my number 5 is Monsters Inc.
I didn't even see Monsters Inc. on the list.
What? Oh yeah,
it's a good movie.
It's there. Yeah, because
it's all up on the list.
I don't. Now that I look at it, like 4 out of my 5 movies contain some degree of violence, but I tried to go. I tried. Very emphasis on the word try. I really tried to make this list as relatively diverse as I possibly could.
Yeah,
because it's like you could break it down at any way you want, but it's like I really wanted to just try and do a bunch of different stuaf. But yeah, I decided.
I saw The Incredibles on the list too.
That is one of my honorable mentions.
There we go.
Yeah, but definitely wanted something lighthearted, and in the moment that I wrote everything down, it's like I was looking at all the Pixar movies, and it's like, yeah, I gotta go with Monsters Inc.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, the story's good. The voices are great. I really loved how Billy Crystal described Mike Wazowski. Did you ever watch Inside the Actors Studio?
No.
Oh, okay, great. If you really want a deep dive on actors, I think it's a really good source. Billy Crystal on his episode described it as CBS walking. And it's like that
pretty funny.
That kind of stuck with me, and it's like
Nailed it.
yeah, and I'm just like that is one of those moments that lives in my head rent free. So I think that's probably why I went with it.
Similar vibe with Bump in the Night, but not so lighthearted. I went with The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
Again, I don't have much to say about The Exorcist other than it's a phenomenal movie. Also, really good book. A lot of people don't know it was originally a book.
Yeah.
Dude didn't write it as a horror novel. Wrote it as a religious, cautionary tale, and it ended up just being absolutely terrifying.
That is the basic overall arching religious plot line. You either do good or bad things are going to happen to you.
It's less than that. It's just don't mess with a Ouija board.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Exorcist, great movie. And then
Yeah.
Hot Take, Exorcist 3 is also phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah, I've only watched the first one.
Don't watch the second one. But Exorcist 3 is actually really... It's like becomes a detective thriller.
Okay.
And, it's the guy who did Gollum's voice. Really weaselly looking. Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, wasn't it Brad Dourif?
I thought for Gollum, I thought it was Andy.
Yeah.
I thought for Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Oh, yeah, wait, no, it wasn't Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif did Chucky. What am I thinking?
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Brad Dourif is in Exorcist 3. Very good.
Okay. Did you watch any of the newest Exorcist movies at all?
Oh, no, that new one that just came out, Believer or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard it was not good, but
That's
it was
what
an interesting watch.
Okay.
Like, it had its moments.
See, I don't necessarily believe like Rotten Tomatoes reviews or star reviews on any like scary movie because they usually score lower solely because they're scary. So, but I did hear that the newest Exorcist ones just weren't that great.
I'll usually go for horror movies. Bloody Disgusting is what I'll base my decision off of.
Okay. Also, I think this would be a more highly or like a more legendary line if it could actually be played on cable TV. Your mother sucks cocks in hell. Great line.
Yes,
Great
It is a
great
really
line.
good line. Never play that on TV.
Yeah, they can't play that on TV, but still, great fucking line.
The whole movie's good.
Yeah.
Also, really, if you deep dive, you can go into just the shenanigans that occurred on set. Poor what's her face, Linda Blair.
What happened to Linda Blair on the Exorcist?
The scene of her like whipping back and forth on the bed messed up her back because the machine malfunctioned. She wasn't supposed to go that quickly.
Oh shit.
How you could see Linda Blair's breath was because the room was, I think, 15 degrees for those scenes. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff like that. This poor girl had to go through.
Oh god.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hope she's still making royalties off of wherever that movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Got
Got to pay for those medical bills.
Yeah. Some of the more colorful language that the demon says through Linda Blair isn't Linda Blair. They go
Cory!
over her. Oh, did he finally jump on?
Yeah, I did. What's up, man?
Oh, the
yeah, the
people.
audience can't hear you. What is
Duh.
the only animal that can't jump backwards? That's what you said?
Yeah.
What is
But Cory also just said Cory just said penguin. Is it penguin?
It's not. The only animal that can't jump backwards. Oh, that can't jump backwards. I don't fucking know. Bye.
Oh, yeah, Cory says a kangaroo, and he doesn't know if it's true. He just wanted to jump on.
Okay.
Bye, Cory.
Bye, Cory. Hey,
Okay, Andres.
since Cory jumped on, I can actually use my joke that I wrote.
Oh, let's hear it.
This might get us canceled, but fuck it. I haven't seen a Jew show up unannounced like that since Jerusalem in 33.
Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire.
That's exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. You rapid firing your list, or you rapid firing your honorable mentions?
I'm gonna rapid fire my honorable mentions real fast
Okay.
here. just so we can wrap this up since we passed an hour.
That's fine.
7, Parasite,
Okay.
Leon the
Okay.
Professional,
Ooh.
Aliens,
I had-
Come and See,
I had Leon the Professional.
Die Hard, No Country for Old Men, The Thing,
Oh,
3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, and Fargo.
I still got to watch that one.
Dude, it is...
Three Buildings and Fargo. But Three
Both are-
Buildings, I remember seeing the trailers for it. It's like, this looks like it's a fascinating movie.
Both are great. 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri goes a direction you could have never guessed, and it is so good for it.
Okay. All right. So, all great movies. Yeah, that's a great lineup. Again, this is what kills me about narrowing down from 250 to 5.
I know, yeah.
It's practically impossible. All right. I will list off all of mine just so you know. The first 5 that I list were my alternates, if you will, like the second string.
Okay.
So
In case we picked one.
yeah, kind of. So my other movies are as follows: 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Matrix, The Green Mile, Reservoir Dogs, Toy Story, Blade Runner, Good Will Hunting, The Incredibles, Leon the Professional, Django
Nice.
Unchained, and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I would like to shout you out. You're the one who showed me Leon the Professional.
It's so good.
It was our, I think, junior year we watched it.
Probably. That would make the most sense.
Very good movie.
It
was
really is.
Natalie Portman's first movie.
Yeah, I think she was like 12.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, that's
It's
it's
the
a
longest
Yeah.
the longest bonus show.
yeah. Yeah, the longest drafter show, but I mean, we had we could make an entire episode if we were that kind of podcast. We could make an entire episode off of every movie that we fucking listed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, what do you expect? We're 2 guys on a podcast. Of course, we're gonna have opinions about movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
Well, I guess listeners,
Yeah.
description below
Yeah.
has all of our links.
Yeah. Yes, definitely check that out. Thank you for listening. Season 5, episode 6, forthcoming in the next couple weeks, I would assume.
It will be out. We have a date. We're going to go record in person with Cory. So Cory's coming
Yes.
back also.
Yes,
So
also
we are. We'll probably. Do you know if we're going to his new place or are we going back to?
No, I believe we're going to his new place because he moved everything.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. New the newest Dumb Trivia headquarters, if you will.
And we'll probably record in his office.
I don't know where we're recording.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where he's put that other table. Oh well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, the other table was going in the office, but I think the cleanest four chair table that's there is in the living room. But well,
Fair enough.
excuse me. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am
just
too.
tied my sleeves together,
Nice.
so I'll have to deal with that when we get off the call.
That's yeah. Yeah. But yeah, as you said,
Good luck ending it.
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for listening. Check out all the links in the description. Purchase our stuff on Redbubble. Last I heard, currently there is a 25% off sale on everything happening right now. So now,
Oh, cool.
So if you were hesitant about purchasing any Dumb Trivia merch because the funding was a little out of your range, might be time to revisit.
Better time
those
than
things.
now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for
Alrighty.
Yeah, thank you all for listening. We'll see you with season 5, episode 6. Are we going to continue? Are we going to do the thing that we did last time?
Yes. Andres, start telling me the words I want to hear.
Roll
The
outro.
It's Dumb Trivia, where the questions are dumb and the hosts are dumber. It's Dumb Trivia. You'll probably learn a lot of things you didn't want to discover. You don't win anything, but that's alright. You can look down on your buddies with your bragging rights. Hang with Cory, Andres, and Christian too. They're best friends, now they're friends with you. Knowing nothing is the only criteria. Come on, it's Dumb Trivia.
It's so cheesy.